Well, the Dothakan Horde is in the process of completely folding. Just collapsing. I would say catastrophically, but that's being too generous with my descriptors. Now you have something of an idea what I was talking about several episodes back when I said their lack of resistance threw me for a loop in an alternate timeline. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris First Contact in our Clandestine Curiosity series. I cannot believe I am about to be saying, let's play some Stellaris Galactic Paragons in just a couple of weeks. We just started with First Contact, and this has been a fantastic expansion that I've barely been able to familiarize myself with in the time that I've had. And they're releasing another one, an even bigger one, and it's a full expansion pack, not just a story pack. What? It's still just so amazing. It's a great surprise. All right, so let's go ahead and take the Mahogany Fleet, which is the fleet currently heading through this territory. We've already given them the orders to move through here. And we have the first fleet, the Teal Fleet, coming in to take Azale, and then we can scout those two systems. So let's go to speed 2 and see if we can multitask a little bit. Loss to bureaucracy. Due to a major clerical error due to a major clerical error, parts of Cybrix Alpha Quadratus have fallen behind in infrastructure maintenance and accommodation services. Okay, so we can invest in the area and gain a ton of unity as a result, which, you know, I'll never complain about. Also, there's a lot of trade value to be collected there, so I would imagine I probably need to get a station built that can collect that before long. Alright, there's nothing else that I can build here at the moment. Any other improvements that I can make? You will have improvements eventually, but right now, it's just not necessary. So I've got a lot of alloys and the ability to buy more. And you know, in order to get a bunch more allies, what I could do is I could activate this. It would cost 3,000 unity and 10,000 minerals. But it gives me 5,000 more instantaneously, you know? Why wouldn't I just, you know, do that? So the Science Nexus research wings still need a little bit of love. And also, now that we have this thing, all right, 20,000 is how much I need in order to get the matter decompressor rebuilding, which I also would like to do. However, I'm noticing I have a lot of unity, and I think I would like to use that on some of my planets. So let's just give Modia a quick ascension. Let's take one more look very quickly. Yeah, Iroquois would be a good choice, I think, but can we do even better than Iroquois? Port Eleanor is, I think, already ascended pretty far. Veras Bay is decent, but probably not as good of a choice as others. Avonhead, I think, has already been... Yeah, Avonhead is probably our next best choice. Let's go ahead and ascend that to Tier 3. We are currently under our naval cap, and let's see, it looks like this patrol fleet is doing its job, which might be part of the reason that our economy has finally recovered. In addition to some of the stuff that I worked on last episode working quite nicely and effectively. Alright, and now is the time for our fleets just to go to town. Have I already given an order, I can't recall, for a science ship to come out here? Doesn't look like I have. Let's pause for just a moment because there are a number of things that these science ships could be doing that would be really useful. Alright, I want you to come out, and I'll put you on passive just for the moment. I want you to survey both of these systems. I want you to cloak for this, because you should already be cloaked, technically. I want you to cloak, and then I want you to come back. I could technically send them... I could use experimental subspace navigation to send them across the galaxy to that point, but they'll get there fast enough using the means that I already have available to me. Looks like I've unlocked the ability to build ring worlds, so now I'm into just pure endgame options. Let's go ahead and research additional defense platform hull points. Rathador Station needs to be connected. That is totally doable. Also, Does there even need to be a station there? I mean, that's giving me lots of additional space, so I can't complain about that. And I will go ahead and upgrade it. Yeah, I guess it does help to be connected. Hold on a sec. Yeah, we've got a number of stations that aren't connected at the moment. That's troubling. What would be the best? Yeah, terminal egress. Alright, that makes more sense. Then you connect to Weir. You connect to Rathador. And there we go. So the Weir station, you could probably use a little bit of protection on that trade route. Let's build an off-world trading company and upgrade that. Now, we've taken some stations from them that don't necessarily need to remain. You, however, are ready for your upgrades. We can give you a black hole observatory now. Or can I give them the... Hang on, let's look at this. There's not enough real mining output here, so I'd rather give them the ancient shield overcharger and then queue up the upgrade and continue forward. The Mahogany Fleet is just making absolute mincemeat of these remaining systems. We do have a Tianki fleet in our territory. I'm currently ignoring them, as I've been doing pretty consistently, because they make life difficult, okay? That's all I can really say. They make life extraordinarily challenging. Let's build a hyper relay there. Alright, I think it's probably time to start thinking about where I want gateways. Like, I could have one in Aculum that wouldn't... Actually, there is a planet in Aculum. So we could put one... I like the idea of one being in Velderam. Let's put one here. And then we can send this construction ship to the terminal egress. What are you doing here? Just a science ship belonging to the Dothokans. I don't know what they think they're doing. They're not going to accomplish much. Alright, I'm going to give the order to attack Unimar. And the Mahogany Fleet is already on their way to do that. So we're making ridiculous amounts of progress against them very quickly. Let's pause for just a moment and see what else we can do here. And there is plenty. Okay, nothing more to be built here. Let's just do an additional generator district. Make sure that's covered. That pop will eventually move and take a job elsewhere. Normuth, same idea. I don't want to have another generator issue down the line as some of these new worlds come online. So we'll take care of it now, to the best of our ability. Abaddon's Domain. Let's give you an ancient rampart, another hangar bay. What kind of resources do you have here? Let's just do a communications jammer and upgrade you to a citadel. Trading wouldn't do anything here, so we could do another anchorage. Wouldn't hurt. I think I'll add a detection array, though. Experiment with using those a little bit more. And then a hydroponics bay, why not? Not much left of the Dothokans territory that I can actually take. Energy weapon attack speed has been improved. Excellent. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm completely ignoring jump drive technology for now. I know. I will, however, go ahead and take care of some of these other cheaper technologies I've been sitting on forever. I'm not going to use them, but let's clear them from the table. Alright, so both of my fleets are in the same system. Ready to jump Unimar. Our third fleet is patrolling, protecting the Modian economy. Well, that went quickly. Alright, so there is a planet here that I'm going to need to take. Let's take a quick look at this. Their armies... Ooh, that's actually a substantial garrison. Stronger than I will be able to deal with. So, tell you what. Let's just continue taking their stations for now so that we control their territory. Because it does look like the Rhiannons are making progress, and I want to try and get control of these systems, if at all possible. And meanwhile, what I can do... What I'm about to do is going to make me want some of the systems being added in our next update. But I can't do it yet. Oh my god. Alright, so... Psionic armies might be a good idea at this point. Let's go ahead and just build 20 psionic armies. I can afford it. God, this is going to be so much easier in 3.8. I cannot wait. Stellaris is about to get dramatically better as a game, and it's already incredible. The main focus of the update is, of course, on the character updates. We've always wanted more in-depth character interaction in Stellaris. But beyond that, what we're also getting are just lots of tiny little upgrades to interfaces. Things that just add quality of life differences for everyone. And it's just a beautiful thing. Let's go ahead and finish off cloud lighting so that can be off the table completely. And, yeah. So I've just queued up 25, actually, psionic armies. And if I need to reduce that when I'm done, I will. Does look like they struggled a little bit against that last station, but that's fine. And problem solved. We need to replenish both of them, but we can't just yet. So now we have taken literally everything we can down here. Let's go ahead and pay these systems a visit. Because they do control some additional territory down here. And if I can get to them relatively quickly, it looks like it's going to take 500 to 600 days, unfortunately. But we'll go ahead and start that. Meanwhile, I'll just train my armies up, and I'll probably just send my armies directly to attack those planets that we still have to take. Because with psionic armies, I should be able to attack regardless of various states of progress. Let me also... God, we have lots of stations now. Good lord. Let's bring a construction ship here. Because I'll have to go ahead and incorporate these before long. The Zagjaks want to establish an embassy. Alright, physics research is done. Let's go ahead and research arc emitters. That'll be done in a whopping 6 months. I know. Who has that kind of time? Oh, you know what else I can do? I can go ahead and reopen my borders to the Latrepians. My borders have actually been closed to them for quite some time. And I don't think I need to spy on them, but I do have an additional envoy. Who would be the best ones to spy on? I mean, I can't spy on a fallen empire. We're already spying on the Nodge clocks. Already spying on the Dathakan Alliance. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Agarian Restorers actually took a lot of territory over here that used to belong to the Jubarans. That's quite interesting. Wonder what's going on here. Looks like there's a minor uprising, potentially with just... We've already had a Great Khan event, so this might just be an enclave. Not an enclave, but what's the... Not mercenaries either. They added the mercenary enclave, and it's completely jumbled my brain with regard to this particular... I want to call them barbarians, because that's what they're the equivalent of. Marauders. Marauders. That's it. Not mercenaries. Marauders. Terminate communications. They have some nearby. Again, not the same kind of threat that the Great Khan was, but a distraction nonetheless. Not one that I have to worry about, though. So that's good. Alright, Meraveni, or just Varus Bay in general, needs a new governor. Let's go ahead and go with the youngest available governor with the same combination of traits. Looks like our Psionic army is trading up. Also, it looks like the Tianki left our territory of their own accord. So yay. This is a decently large system that this Sciate ship is currently exploring. We have a construction ship on the way. Ooh, Cyberx Alpha finally has a job opening here, so I'm kind of tempted just to give them another research segment. I don't mean to be so basic, but like I really want to push and have advanced technology. You know? Like, I've been pushing that for the entire game. It's part of the Modian Curators lore. We weren't able to focus as much on that in the early game, given the huge distraction we suffered down here. So I'm just going to keep, you know, until I'm forced to do otherwise, I'm going to just let those new jobs be research jobs. Seems like a worthwhile investment to me. The Rhiannon Galactic Administration wants to establish an embassy. Okay. Everyone wants an embassy because I'm the custodian. I get it. I get it. Lots of cloaked fleets still discovered. Alright, so it looks like we are voting to denounce the Jubarans, and that's going to happen. I don't need to call an early end to that. I'm going to go ahead and research the focused arc emitter again just to get it off the table. Not because I really care about those results. I will go ahead and add another mining district here because this is in fact a mining world. Iroquois is a mining world. It makes sense for there to be additional mining districts there specifically. Alright, where is that construction ship? It's on its way down. Good. I want you to go ahead and build that starbase. We do have some archaeological sites as well. Oh hey, the Tianki are back. Joy. Alright, which one is farther away? The Mahogany Fleet? Let's have the Mahogany Fleet intercept the Tianki and then continue on their current path. I might call that vote again soon and try and do something with it. It's just that, I mean, I do have lots of resources that I could trade for favors, but that would be the only way to really get that vote undone. You know, I would have to vote for something that literally no one else in the galaxy wants and pull in enough favors to counterbalance literally everyone else. And I just don't, I could try it, but I just don't feel like it would go well, and I don't feel like it would be very fun, all to undo something that amounts to a minor nuisance and distraction. Yeah. Not thrilled about it. But it is what it is. I'm going to build... There are no special resources here. One thing I haven't done too much of in this playthrough, but that I totally have access to, is this Expand Planetary Sea. And also, I think I have some additional useful choices here. So I can increase the planet size of Modia. This would cost 50 influence. Yeah, I kind of want to just do this on a bunch of planets. I have the influence. Why not try it? I can't do it here. This is what I was thinking of, the planetary prospecting. So I can add a random planetary feature to these planets as well. I'm going to give the order to do that wherever possible. Yeah, we can't do anything here, and I also... Oh, nice. I do have the option to repair the Shattered Ring, now that all 4 of those... I forgot about that option. So this is... We get special segment districts as soon as we fully repair this. That's fantastic. Yeah, so we get access to these segments once Sphere Mathrios is fully repaired. And also, I presume we would have additional colonization opportunities because the entire ring would be intact again. So we need to get that done. Iroquois, why don't you... Didn't I just order a mining district here? I thought we just talked about this. Alright, so let's give the order to do that in a few other places. No, I don't need to terraform you, I just need decisions. Planetary prospecting, and... Okay, we need an ice mining station to do it everywhere. That's fair. But there are other planets where I might be able to do that, so let's check for just a moment. Yeah, planetary prospecting there. Planetary prospecting here. It's costing a little bit of unity, but it's worth it. If it gives me additional features, if it gives me additional things that I can mine, additional resources, advantages that I may not otherwise have had, let's do it. Also, I'm noticing amenity issues on some planets, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Oh, yep, planetary prospecting. So wait, if it was up top for some... Yeah, that's what it was. So we've got to scroll up on some of these lists. Perfect. That colony's not going to grow at a very rapid rate until it's stabilized a bit, so why don't we go ahead... We'll start with a precinct house there. Some refugees arriving. Alright, so the Tianki are being taken care of. Good kills. And then we have them... Oh, they're no longer following their orders. That's incredibly rude. They weren't supposed to abandon their orders, but they did. We can access the Shroud again. Let's do that. What could possibly go wrong? Increase shield strength? Sure. Alright, so now we have better shield hit points for 5 years, 50% more shield hit points to be precise. Let's reinforce this fleet. Galactic communication from the Random Crusaders. They've opened their borders. I mean, my borders are still open to you, so thank you for the announcement, I suppose. Ships are finally arriving. Also, my armies should be ready, so let's take a moment to send them in that direction. I can go ahead and merge them together. So all of them are going to merge with Transport Fleet 1. We have a general in charge of Transport Fleet 1. And I'm just going to send them one planet at a time. On their own. I don't think I need a fleet to escort them. Alright, establish an embassy, that's fine. Ongoing research lacks a scientist. Well, that's easily resolved. Yeah, let's go with Jane Primrose. She's going to be the best option here. Not only gets the research boost from psychic, her psychic trait, but also from her research assistant, robotic assistant to be precise. Nice. New mineral fields were discovered. Hot springs, boggy fens, mineral fields. So these features might not be rare features, but they do give us access to additional resources. Yeah. doesn't look like any of them provided anything special, but just additional economic resources for me. I'll take it. I want you to build a starbase there when you're done. And also, we had a science ship cloaked and on its way back. Where are you? Are you already back here? Good lord, you move fast. I want you to come back to Awarth, because we need someone to investigate that archaeological site. Also, we are done with our focused arc emitter research, so energy credits from jobs, please. Thank you. Reinforced fleet. All fleets at full strength. Looks like we have completely taken control of the remaining Dothakan territory down by our space, which means we have effectively eliminated the Dothakan horde's threat. They still exist. They still need to be fought. We do still need to bring our armies in and take these planets. But beyond that, we're done with it, which is fantastic. So I'm going to give the order for my fleets to resume patrol until such time as they are needed for combat operations, which might be a minute. I'm also just going to continue building my fleets, because one of the ways that we can improve our score versus these other empires is just having additional military strength, I believe. Actually, looking at this category here, there's not a category for military strength whatsoever. It's just economic strength. Technologically, we are far better than the Latrepians. It's because they have so many subject empires. It makes me want to, like, join the Latrepians' federation, you know? Let me take a look at this. Yeah. I would need a subject empire of my own. I wonder if the Notch clocks are still feeling protective toward me. Or if they have... Alright, they're cordial toward me, which means that they don't see me as someone that they can push around anymore, which is good. I'll take it. Ginog 3 is ready for an upgrade. Bit overdue. Port Gloria. Yeah, let's go ahead and build another farming district there. That's an agro world, so that will only boost those bonuses. Oh, so good to see all of this territory under our control. We still have a little bit more to do here. The transports are on the way. And as a matter of fact, before I actually have them land, we'll just have them enter orbit of this planet so that all of those ships can merge up. Alright, in just a moment, the Awarth system will belong to us, and then I can start work on that archaeological site. Engineering research. Ooh. Additional armor hit points, yes please. So let's take a quick look at what we can do as custodians. Once again, we've done this a few times. Now that the Dothakans have been dealt with, we've removed the term limit, so we can improve naval capacity. It does reduce trade value, so it would hurt our energy economy just slightly. We could also proclaim the Galactic Imperium. What? I mean, I could win that way. I could absolutely win that way. But it would be against the story. It would be just a cheap kind of like ploy to gain control of things. There isn't really any strong support for any of the other custodians of reforms. However, We can go ahead and start creating the Galactic Defense Force. Which is basically a fleet controlled by the entire galaxy, contributed to by the entire galaxy. I think the custodian gets control of it, though. The Galactic Trade Organization would increase trade value across the board, but also increase population consumer goods upkeep by 3%. The only thing that even remotely interests me, to be completely honest, is either proclaiming the Galactic Imperium, which doesn't make sense from a narrative perspective, or the Galactic Mobilization for the additional naval capacity. It would reduce trade value. But you know what? Let's go ahead and propose it. Just so that there can be additional naval capacity, so that when our endgame threats arrive, all of us are able to fight back better together. Alright, it does look like we have transport fleets arriving. That's kind of annoying. So I really want to try and get... Good. So these ships are arriving in the Hypergate network. I'm going to hold off on the side jump. Strike craft damage plus 10%. Governing ethics shift in the Rhiannon Crusaders is done. That is one notification I'm looking forward to, like, removing from view. Because that's something you'll be able to do in future editions of Stellaris with this next patch. You'll be able to say which notifications you're interested in and which you're not. And I personally cannot wait until that is no longer a thing. Alright, so we have a number of their planets to take. And then we can go ahead and declare this war at an end. Because I have no additional purpose in fighting them. Alright, so this is now a much stronger army, and this will be fun to watch. Oh wait. Have they already taken these? Okay, they took this one. That's really rude. So they took control of this planet, even though I own the system. So it's going to cut off control from Luthea and... Alright. Land armies. We're going to take both of these planets. Deal an additional blow to our friends, the Dathakans. I'm going to build an industrial district here. Alright, looks like this fight's underway. Let's see how just incredibly badly this goes for them. Nice. Planetary seas have been expanded. Fantastic. Alright, so now we control that world. Let's go ahead and terraform you. Oh, it's not within our borders. Yes, it is. What are you talking about? I guess not quite yet. But now I want you to land armies on that planet. What are you talking about? This planet not within our borders. That is not true. Senate is now in session. Galactic mobilization. Yes. Let us vote in favor of it. We have low stability on Wichix, which we've just taken control of. So now will you let me terraform it? Now you will. Okay, that makes sense. Ocean world. And I don't think there's anything I can do, yeah, because it's a station. So that station we're just going to have, for better or for worse. We have one final planet here. Let's land armies on Exeter. Yeah, and unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about fiber. That's just going to belong to them. Now, one thing I can do here is build something that will help. You know what? Let's build a Psy-Core. Just to really ensure that they're compliant. You know? Where's the option to repair this? There we go. Repair. Why didn't it pop up the first time? Okay, so Forderton. You're currently a mining world, so yeah, you get another mining district. That's fine by me. All right. Good progress. Let me go ahead. I need to have these fleets both heal up. This fleet has already healed up at the Eartheus station, so what I want to do is have them patrol here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then let's have them come all the way down to Abaddon's domain. Oh, that's so goofy. All right, so what they're going to do is use the L gate to get to Abaddon's domain. I wish there was a way to tell them not to do that when on patrol. Hopefully that's something that gets added to Stellaris before long. Who knows, it might be in the 3.8 patch notes and I just missed it. But after you're done healing up, I'll get that fleet patrolling there. We're almost up to 10k alloys, and frankly, I could buy some. There's nothing stopping me. I have ridiculous amounts of most resources. Yeah. So there's 10k right there. I think yeah, this needs 20k. So I might wait to build up to that in the next episode, just given the importance of having a nice buffer to our mineral production. But it would be nice relatively soon to have the Juggernaut built. We can have that in place. We're not terribly far off from the beginning of endgame events. There's really no telling when they might show up. You'll recall that in Heralds of the Dark Nova, one of the things that happened is we had the Unbidden show up in an alternate timeline, and I decided, this was right before I went on my trip in the beginning of March, and I decided to stretch the episodes that I had out and then give that moment a fresh start when I came back. And then when I gave it the fresh start, the Unbidden didn't show up, and it took them... The Unbidden actually never showed up at all, and it ended up being the Pretheran Scourge that showed up, and that was like 50 to 100 years later. So any time now, a galactic threat could possibly emerge. We also do have the Igarian Restorers on the warpath, and what they do toward me could determine whether or not we win this fight, win this game for that matter. I've got a couple of worlds that I can colonize, so why not go ahead and do that while I'm looking at it. Shipminster, perfect. What an absolutely perfect colony name. And Silchester. A few more still terraforming. And then, of course, we just took a couple of planets. And we're in the process of... Let's go ahead and get this done right now. This will be fun to watch. It's a decent strength garrison, but not nearly strong enough. Bye-bye. Alright, so now we control Exeter. Pretty straightforward, all considered. And with that done, I will go ahead and stop this episode here. In the next one, I have to be honest, we are probably in for... I mean, this is a pacifist run. And the only way that this is going to have like a surprise plot twist in some way... Hang on, I just realized I'm over on station cap, and I can probably deal with that pretty easily. Actually, it's pretty tough. I guess one of these stations is the one that makes the most sense. Yeah, I can destroy this station. They have an active construction queue. Really? Oh, is it because we're building one Corvette? Z Klabox class. Wait, what Corvette was that exactly? All right, so we're going to downgrade this. We no longer need that there. And in the next one, in the next several episodes, we're going to do everything we can from a more pacifistic perspective to increase our score and go for the win, but at the very least, because right now we're in 6th place, we're not far away from 1st, because you have to keep in mind that a lot of these empires, 3 of them in fact, are fallen empires. So they get, unfair bonuses that in some ways will probably surpass by the end of the game, but perhaps not. Pacifist games are interesting like this, though, because you can find yourself in situations where you kind of have to go against the entire idea of being a pacifist if you actually want to win. So we're going to ride out the remainder of the Modian story, regardless of what form that takes. But as I was saying, whatever plot twists come our way are going to be sheerly the result of whatever the game has in store and randomly generates, because I don't have anything up my sleeve now that I've taken care of the Dithakans. I've gained lots of territory, and I'll be able to build up colonies and become more powerful as a result, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to offset the bonuses I get from having the Latrepians over here. So it almost makes me feel like the only way would be to do something like making the Najclocks my protectorate somehow, which they have an overwhelming fleet power compared to us, so I don't see that happening anytime soon, to be completely honest. So I could look at other options kind of in that same domain, like we could make, for example, the Juberans at this point. They're already the overlords of the Thorquel Pact, so we could potentially maybe subjugate them. Or try to. Hang on, I'm looking at options here. Yeah, so we're not at peace, they're not at peace. We could potentially subjugate them, though, and that could help us win. And it would be satisfying to subjugate them because of how difficult they made my life a while ago. But that's going to be the way that we do it, is just having some subjects to the Galactic Custodian, basically, that allows us to pull out the W at the very end. Yeah, lots to do, and it'll just be interesting to see how this plays out from here forward, now that we've taken care of what we thought was going to be the major threat. They're not the major threat, so let's see what turns into that at some point by the end. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. US Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.